So this video is going to talk about the income elasticity of demand. And before we go any farther, I want to say that if you aren't really clear on what a normal good is and what an inferior good is, then you should go review those two videos because we're going to be talking about those concepts here. And this will be really confusing if you don't have a good, clear grasp of what a normal good is and what an inferior good is. Okay, so the first thing that you should realize is that we're talking about income here, and we're going to be dealing with how does the quantity demanded change based on income, a change in income. So I'm not even going to get down to this question yet, but this is going to be answering this question is going to be the goal of this video. So we're just going to go start with the income elasticity. So I haven't seen any kind of really general notation for this, but the one that I'm going to make up is the elasticity of income. So I'm just going to write I and then good X. So this is income, and that's all illegible income, but you know what I mean. And then this is the good whose quantity we are talking about. So this is simply, it's the change, or I'll put the percentage change in the quantity of X over the percentage change in income. And again, another way of writing this is the change in the quantity of X over the original quantity of X over Q of X divided by the change in income, so the change, and I'm just going to write a capital I for income, over the original income. And we can flip the fractions just like we have in the previous elasticity videos. So we can have the change in the quantity of X over the change in income times the income level over the original quantity of X. And lastly, we also have a calculus only definition, and I'm just going to do the same thing that I did in the others and leave this over here, and this will be the partial of Q of X with respect to income times income over the quantity of X. So that's all of our definitions, and the two that I like to work with are, again, I like to work with this one, just the very basic one, or this one over here. Sometimes I use also. So now let's go and get back to this question over here. If average income is 10% higher this year in comparison with last year than last year, and 5% more cars are sold this year than last year, what is the income elasticity of demand? And so the way that I wrote this question, we already have this top part. This part right here is the percentage change in the quantity of X. Well, it already gave us that. It's 5%. And we also have the percentage change in income. There was a 10% increase in income. So all we have to do in this case is just take 5% and divide that by 10%, which is just going to be half of 1%. So we have 0.5%. And that's all there is to it. So for every 1% increase in income, there will be a 0.5% more quantity of cars sold. There will be a 0.5 increase in the quantity of cars sold. So the last thing that I want to say in this video, and I purposely made this a little bit shorter because the other ones just seem to drag on to me, is that a normal good has a normal good has an elasticity, an income elasticity, so I'll just put an E sub I comma X greater than 0. And an inferior good has an income elasticity with respect to X that is less than 0. So cars in this example are a normal good. And this should make sense. A normal good is a good that when income is higher, you buy more of. So when income increases, you're going to buy more of it. And an inferior good is one that the exact opposite is true. When income is higher, you're going to buy less of it. So the elasticity would be less than 0. And that's all that I'm going to say about income elasticity. If any of this wasn't clear, or if you want a couple more examples, just let me know.